Every day at Dollar Tree in the plate aisle, you can find these paper doilies that come 32 in a pack, and they're great for your kitchen, but so fun for your crafts. I have used them every season, and today I have 4 fall ones all on a budget. So plug in your glue guns and let's get started. For this first Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to start with this leftover summer sign. I love the back. I like how it has that lifted home. So we're going to do it in the back and make it double-sided because why not? I'm going to remove the string from it, and then I'm going to give it a rough coat of Waverly chalk paint in the white. When I say rough, I mean like it's going to look like it still needs another coat, but I want to have that nice kind of like worn out, distressed look. You can totally skip this part if this is not for you. So I'm just going to give it one coat and then put it to the side to dry. I am going to use one of these doilies. These are like the medium-sized ones, and I'm going to cut a piece from it. And then the second half, I'm going to just cut another piece. So I want to have a small, medium, and large pieces. I'm going to use these 3 colors, and I am going to paint one of them in each color. I'm going to do them kind of like in an outward motion. You see what I'm doing? I'm not going back and forth because I don't want the paper to rip on me. So I'm making sure that I am keeping it flat on the table and then just kind of brushing outwards from the center. I'm going to do the same thing with the orange and the brown. I am so excited, friends, because I have officially launched a brand new mini online course, extremely affordable, all about how to add texture to your crafts. So if this is something you want to join, I have the link in the description box, so make sure you go check it out. All right, now that the board is dry, I'm going to lightly sand it. This is just going to smooth it out just a little bit. But because this is chalk paint, it's going to get dusty, so I'm going to wipe it really good. I'm going to add a layer of Mod Podge on the entire thing, and I'm going to set it to the side to dry because we are using the iron-on technique. While that's drying, I am going to use one of these calendar pages. You know I love their calendars. I have this one left over from 2023, so I'm just going to grab the fall one. We're going to rip it out, and we're going to cut out the words. I don't mind that you can see some of the distressed look behind it. That's okay. I'm just going to cut out the excess paper and just leave the hello fall. All right, so my pieces of doilies are dry, and they did curl up, and I knew that would happen because it's happened before. The board is also dry, so I'm just going to place everything, kind of dry fit it, and kind of see where I want to place each color, each piece. Once I know what I want, even though I did change my mind later, then I'm going to start ironing it. And basically, I just put parchment paper on top, and then with my mini iron, you can iron it. This one is from Cricut. Many of you have asked me about this little mini iron. Of course, you can find these on Amazon, Cricut, as well as non-Cricut, other brands. So it's up to you. Check it out. I do have them in my Amazon store. It is linked below. All right, so I'm taking it very little by little, making sure that I'm flattening out those curled parts underneath the parchment paper, holding it tightly, and then iron it. It took a little while, but it's so worth it. So I'm just going to keep doing this until the entire piece is covered. Alright, so now we are going to just sand down the excess paper from the edges. I am using the coarse side of my sanding block from Dollar Tree, and I'm sanding downwards. You see that? This is going to remove the excess. It's also going to make those edges nice and smooth, and it's going to distress them just a little bit. Of course, you can also use an X-Acto knife or just cut them off with the scissors, whatever you want, but I have found that sanding them down works the best. I did that all around, and I did want to sand down just a little bit the surface of the color pieces and then dust them really well. You can seal it with another layer of Mod Podge, but I decided not to. I'm going to grab this pumpkin themed ribbon from Dollar Tree, loop it around, scrunch it in the middle to make a very simple bow, tie it in the center with jute string, fluff it up just a little bit, and then we're going to haggle it right there in between both doilies on the left side. I'm going to make a raffia bow. I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers a few times, scrunch it in the middle, tie it in the center with more raffia, fluff it as needed, and hot glue it right there in the center of the other bow. And then you can leave it like this, or you can keep adding. It's up to you. I'm going to add a couple of these picks. These are just leftovers from other picks and some leafy greens that I found in my drawer. I'm going to add the green ones and then the orange and yellow one towards the top. Because this is essentially a two-sided piece, I am going to just poke holes, and I am going to just thread jute string tied in the top and then that way you can use it on both sides. How adorable is this? I love the colors. I love the design and the texture that the doilies give this sign. It is beautiful. What do you think though? Let me know down in the comments. I'm so excited to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Home Chef. As a homeschool mom of two, a work-from-home mom, and everything else in between, I can use a little help with dinner. Home Chef offers a simple, customizable, and convenient meal kit experience designed to make home cooking easy and enjoyable. They add brand new recipes every single week, and the meals can be tailored by upgrading, doubling up, or swapping proteins in select dishes, ensuring a personalized dining experience. Home Chef has oven-ready meals that make cooking the easiest part of your day. These easy prep, no mess meals come in an oven-safe tin, so post-dinner cleanup is a thing of the past. This crunchy pesto mozzarella chicken was amazing, and it was so easy. I just put everything in the pan, follow the instructions, put it in the oven, and then enjoy. The meals are designed for minimal prep and cleanup, with many ready to cook right in the provided pan. A third-party survey found that Home Chef ranks #1 in several competitive claims, such as best value and easiest recipes. And they even have desserts like this cookie skillet, which was so easy to make and it was so delicious and gooey. So here's what to do. Scan this QR code or go down to the description box. There is a link that you can click on. Use code DIYBOP50 at checkout where you can get 50% off of your first Home Chef box. Great opportunity to try them out if you haven't yet, so check it out. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, it's going to be a super quick one. I found these candles at Dollar Tree Plus. They were this set, I believe they were around $7, $8 now. And I'm just going to show you how they light up. They are beautiful. They flicker at night and it is gorgeous. I want to make a little design for each of them and the base. I'm going to grab a large doily and I'm just going to measure kind of where I want it to go up to. Mark with my fingers where the bottom of the candle is and cut it on that side. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the other two. Just kind of dry fit it, mark and cut. This is just going to give me 3 different pieces with the size that I want because they're not all going to be the same size because the candles are different sizes. You can paint these, you can leave them like this. I decided to just give them a nice coat of rub and buff. If you don't know what this is, basically it gives a beautiful metallic look to anything, even plastic, my friends. I'm going to put in a little piece of rag of towel and I'm just going to start applying it. Again, I'm going to do kind of like that outward one-way motion. And then once I have it, I don't want full coverage. I want a little bit of a distress. I'm going to do that on both pieces that are left. And this is going to be gorgeous. Wait until you see it. Alright, so they're all done and I'm going to use some clear tape to attach it because I don't want to hot glue or anything. I don't want to mess the candles. They're beautiful. I just want to attach the pieces. I'm going to center it in the front, wrap it around the back, and then secure it with tape. That's it. It worked so good. And the beautiful thing, you can remove it. And then for next season, if I want to give it more of a spring or summer look, even Christmas look, love, love, love. Such an easy craft you can do in minutes. So I'm just going to attach here the last one. And remember, you can do any color you want. Now, rub and buff, I got a pack of 4 different colors. There's a silver, black, and 2, kind of like a bronze and a gold. Love them. I have them on my Amazon store if you want to check them out. Look how gorgeous. They look so high-end. Love the golden tone. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, I'm going to take this printout of an invitation that I just made up. It's just a made up party, although it sounds really fun. I'm going to cut it. I cut it into the size of 5 by 5. Once it's cut, I'm going to take a large doily and I'm going to just give it a dry brush. So this is the leftover paint that I had from earlier and I'm just going to paint it on. This is just whatever I had left over, the paint. Just dry brushing it on to add a little bit of color, but not heavy. So I'm just going to keep doing this until the entire doily is covered. because it's dry brushing, it dried really quick. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to place the invitation right in the center. I am then going to fold the bottom up right to where the invitation ends and do the same thing from the bottom into the center. Then again, on the sides, we're just going to fold those in. I created something similar during the springtime and I wanted to see how it would look with a little bit of dry brush on the doily. And I got to tell you, I love this style. You can do any color combination you want. Once folded, I'm going to take more raffia because why not? It was already on my desk, but you can take any ribbon you want. I'm just going to fold it in a crisscross, like a little gift, I suppose. Bring it back to the front and we're just going to tie it in the knot and then in a simple bow because we're going to add some embellishments. So just tighten it, not too much because this is paper. You don't want to scrunch it, just snug enough to hold it. Once the bow is made, I'm going to fluff it as needed and cut off the excess. Now I want to add some embellishment. This little leaf I'm just going to add right here and I'm going to add another one, but I'm not hot gluing it to the paper. I'm hot gluing it directly on top of the bow. Just a little bit of hot glue goes a long way. I added another leaf going in the different direction and then a simple little pine cone right in the center. How cute. Who wouldn't love to get an invitation this cute? Oh my word. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take this linen napkin that I got on Amazon. We're just going to do one for purposes of showing you what it looks like. And I'm just going to fold it nicely to make sure those creases are nice and firm and tight. And I'm just going to do this and then I'm going to fold it all the way into maybe like a 3-inch piece. Just like this, and then iron it again to make sure they're nice and snug. All right, we're going to take a doily. This is a small doily. We're going to place the napkin right on top all the way to where at the bottom. You see how it touches the bottom? Then we're going to take the silverware. We're going to place the knife in the middle, spoon and fork on the sides. We're going to leave about 1.5 inches at the bottom from the napkin. And we're going to fold just like this. So I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue and then fold over and hold it until it hardens. Then I'm going to use this ribbon. Of course, you can use any ribbon color or design you want. Raffia would be cute. Jute string would be great. I'm just going to tie it in a very simple knot, making sure that the legs are facing down and then just angle cut them. I'm going to add a little bit of embellishments, a little fall leaf here. Remember, right on the ribbon, not on the paper. These little wooden pieces come from Hobby Lobby. They're so cute. They were 40% off. And I'm going to take this little leaf and just add it right here with a little glue and one little green leaf right in the back to add a little pop of color and add whatever else you want. This is gorgeous. Oh my word, this would look so good at a party. Maybe for the party of the invitation before this one. Let me know what you think down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take a large doily. We are going to do this on the front side, okay? On the smooth side. If you work with doilies, you know what I'm talking about. I'm also going to stencil this beautiful pumpkin stencil from Essential Stencil and using my favorite stenciling brush, which I do have in my Amazon store and it is linked below. I'm going to start stenciling the stencil directly in the center. Now, because this is a small stencil, I have to do them in section. The beautiful thing about this particular stencil is that every end completes the other side. So I'm going to continue to do this and just finish the pumpkins. You're going to see it. I'm just going to keep moving the stencil and finishing the pumpkins on each side because they complete each other. And I'm going to do this until the entire doily is covered. Alright, we're just about done, and because stenciling is basically like dry brushing, at least the way I do it, with very, very little paint, it dried really quickly. I don't have candies or dessert ready at hand, so I'm just going to use rocks to show you what this will look like. We're making little dessert or candy or treats little bags. I'm just going to fold down the middle, staple it, and then fold the opposite ends right inside and staple again, creating this little pocket that you can use. Again, you can place a little piece of pie in here. You can place candies, a little surprise, whatever you want, even a little gift. I love it. I made another little raffia bow, just wrapped it around my fingers, scrunch it in the middle, cut off the excess, fluffed as needed, and hot glued it to the center. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to take another one of those wooden pieces. This one's a little pumpkin, and I'm going to put it right there. Keeping it simple, cute. The doily is the star of the show, so I wanted to keep the embellishment simple. How adorable is this? Again, we can use this at the party that I planned. That's not a party. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Thank you, Home Chef, for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget, go to the description box, check out their link, take advantage of the discount. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.